Exodus chapter 39. They used the blue, purple, and deep red yarns to make the woven clothing for these ministering as priests in the sanctuary. They made the holy clothes for Aaron as the Lord had commanded Moses. They made the vest of gold, of blue, purple, and deep red yarns, and of fine twisted linen. They beat out thin sheets of gold and cut them into threads to work into designs among the blue, purple, and deep red yarns and the fine linen. They made shoulder pieces for it attached to its two edges so that they could be joined together. The vest's belt was attached to it and made in the same way of gold, of blue, purple, and deep red yarn, and of fine twisted linen, just as the Lord has commanded to Moses. They prepared the gemstones by mounting them in gold settings and engraving on them the names of Israel's sons, like an official seal is engraved. The stones were attached to the vest's shoulder pieces as reminder stones for the Israelites, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. They made the embroidered chest pendant in the style of the vest, using blue, gold, purple, and deep red yarns and fine twisted linen. They made the chest pendant square and doubled, 9 inches long and 9 inches wide when doubled. They set it in 4 rows of gemstones. The first row was a row of carnelian, topaz, and emerald stones. The second row was a turquoise, a sapphire, and a moonstone. The third row was a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. The fourth row was a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. The settings around them were decorative gold. There were 12 stones with names corresponding to the names of Israel's sons. They were engraved like official seals, each with its name for the 12 tribes. They made chains of pure gold, twisted like cords for the chest pendant. They made 2 gold settings and 2 gold rings. They attached the 2 rings to the 2 edges of the chest pendant. They attached the 2 gold cords to the 2 rings at the edges of the chest pendant. Then they fastened the 2 ends of the 2 cords to the 2 gold settings and attached them to the front of the vest's shoulder pieces. They made 2 gold rings and they attached them to the 2 edges of the chest pendant on an inside edge facing the vest. They made 2 gold rings and fastened them on the front of the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the vest at its seam just above the vest's belt. The chest pendant was held in place by a blue cord binding its rings to the vest's rings so that the chest pendant rested on the vest's belt and didn't come loose from the vest, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. They also made the vest robe, woven completely in blue. The opening of the robe in the middle of it was reinforced with a strong border so that it didn't tear. On the robe's lower hem, they added pomegranates made of purple, blue, and deep red yarns and of fine twisted linen. They also made pure gold bells and sewed the bells between the pomegranates, all around the robe's lower hem, with a bell and a pomegranate alternating all around the lower hem of the robe that is used for ministering as a priest, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. They also made the tunics woven out of fine linen for Aaron and his sons, the turban of fine linen, the decorated turbans of fine linen, the linen undergarments of fine twisted linen, the sashes of fine twisted linen, and of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, decorated with needlework, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. They made the flower ornament for the holy crown out of pure gold, like the engraving on an official seal. They engraved on it the saying, "Holy to the Lord." They fastened to it a blue cord to tie it to the top of the turban, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. In this way, all of the work of the meeting tent dwelling was finished. The Israelites did everything just exactly as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then they brought to Moses the dwelling, the tent, and all its equipment, its clasps, its boards, its bars, its posts and its bases, the covering of ram's skins dyed red, the covering of beaded leather, and the veil for a screen, the chest containing the covenant with its poles and the cover, the table with all its equipment, and the bread of presence, the pure lampstand with its lamps set on it, and all its equipment, and the oil for the light, the gold altar, the anointing oil, the sweet-smelling incense, the screen for the tent's entrance, the copper altar and its copper grate, its poles and all its equipment, the wash basin with its stand, the courtyard's drapes, its posts and its bases, the screen for the plaza's gate, its cords and its tent pegs, and all the other equipment for the service of the dwelling, for the meeting tent, the woven clothes for ministering as priests in the sanctuary, the holy clothes for the priest Aaron, and the clothes for his sons to serve as priests. The Israelites did all of the work just as the Lord had commanded Moses. When Moses saw that they had in fact done all the work exactly as the Lord had commanded, Moses blessed them.